Goblins, those mischievous and often malevolent creatures of folklore and fantasy, have captured the imagination of storytellers and audiences alike for centuries. Originating from European mythology, these elusive beings have evolved over time to become a staple in the realm of fantasy literature, gaming, and popular culture. Let's delve into the origins of goblins, their place in fantasy lore, and explore any connections they may have with elves. The origins of goblins can be traced back to medieval European folklore, where they were often depicted as small, grotesque creatures with a penchant for causing trouble. In these early tales, goblins were believed to dwell in dark, secluded places such as caves, forests, and abandoned mines, emerging only to wreak havoc on unsuspecting humans. They were often portrayed as greedy creatures, hoarding treasure and delighting in the torment of those who dared to cross their path. Over time, the image of goblins has undergone various transformations, influenced by different cultures and literary traditions. While the core characteristics of mischief and malevolence have remained consistent, goblins have taken on a multitude of forms and attributes in different mythologies and fictional works. In the realm of fantasy literature and gaming, goblins have become ubiquitous, appearing in countless stories, novels, and games as antagonists, minions, or sometimes even sympathetic characters. From Tolkien's iconic depiction of goblins in The Hobbit to the goblin hordes of Dungeons & Dragons and the goblin tribes of Terry Pratchett's Discworld series, these creatures have left an indelible mark on the genre. In many fantasy worlds, goblins are depicted as cunning and resourceful creatures, using their intelligence and guile to outwit their enemies. They often serve as minions to more powerful beings, such as dark wizards or malevolent overlords, carrying out their bidding with ruthless efficiency. However, goblins are not without their own societies and hierarchies, with some stories exploring their complex social structures and cultural traditions. While goblins and elves both inhabit the realm of fantasy, they are often portrayed as diametrically opposed beings, embodying different aspects of the natural world. Elves are typically depicted as noble, graceful creatures with a deep connection to nature and a reverence for beauty and artistry. In contrast, goblins are portrayed as crude, brutish creatures with a penchant for destruction and chaos. However, despite their differences, there are instances in which goblins and elves are depicted as interconnected within the lore of certain fantasy worlds. In some stories, goblins are portrayed as distant relatives or offshoots of the Elven race, sharing a common ancestry but diverging over time due to their different values and priorities. In other tales, goblins may serve as foils to elves, representing the darker, more chaotic aspects of the natural world that elves strive to keep at bay. In conclusion, goblins occupy a unique and enduring place in the realm of fantasy, drawing upon centuries of myth and legend to captivate audiences with their enigmatic nature and their propensity for mischief and mayhem. While they may be adversaries to elves in many stories, they also serve as a reminder of the complexities of the natural world and the endless possibilities of the imagination.